one of the things I said we would touch on again was around the the data piece, and not just in sport, but the world is awash with data. As you're saying, everything is tracked. I wear a whoop strap, and it tells me, it gives me too much information. I don't really need know, or it's like I know I had a glass of wine last night. I know I'm not going to be 100%, 100% today, or whatever it is. I had a pizza, I ate late at night. How how I suppose, how is the world absorbing the data and that usefulness of the data? And I still think that is a big. I don't think we've reached the tipping point yet. I still think there's an awful lot of data that has not. We don't know the right questions to ask just yet.
Yeah, it's such an interesting thing, and I think it is funny that you point out the parallels to sport as well. But in business, like it's really, if you're using data, and of course you can always use data better and improve your processes. It's like, are you communicating with us and are you actioning on it? Because if not, are you collecting the wrong data? Are you asking the wrong questions? And as a startup, like that's obviously a very interesting problem in itself. Is like, what is our like flagship set of metrics, and what are our little dashboard ones that we use to tune decisions as we go? And it's a fascinating experience. I'll be honest, we're like learning about it as we go. And then it's balancing that with the importance of qualitative discussions and gut feel and all of the importance of that as well. So I think the world is going to continue to use data better and better, but I think it's like a complex process, which doesn't always mean more data, but kind of like you alluded to, using data better or asking the right questions to the data. And often that comes back to taking a step away from the data and just having a fundamental conversation about what's important, and then how can we use data to quantify the journey towards what's defined as important, which is again very similar to sports in a sense.
And I think data scientists are going to be the next. I wouldn't say it's going to be the next glamorous job, but it's going to be the next. As we're into the technology evolution now, that's happening. Was it uh, the fourth wave from the technology kicking in? Data scientists are going to be like hen's teeth. They are the people who make sense of what we see and how we see it, and ask those right questions. And I suppose they have that, again, that the attitude of failure is really, really good, because I suppose in data science and in a lot of well, particularly in data science, the more failures you have and the quicker you do them, the more chance you have a higher chance of getting to the answer that is that really, really, that getting that tipping point, that really, really useful nugget of information that can help a decision maker make key decisions.
Exactly, and I think like what's really great about the last few years as well, it's like the machine learning, the AI, the people involved continue to get better and better. But what's also really interesting, I think really important, is the domain experts are also playing a massive role in communicating the importance of how you approach the problem, and then making sure that the right value is being extracted. And when you get like those different types of experts working together well, I think you can kind of really approach that tipping point and that kind of like game changing value that you can create with data. So it's always just really exciting when you see in different domains that's starting to happen. And I've no doubt that like hopefully as years go on, and that will be like more and more common. And I think like the data scientists themselves and data engineers will be like massively beneficial. But I also hope that kind of the practitioners and the domain experts, get what's the word, like a T-shaped individual. They know enough about data science and the approach that the communication and the what can sometimes be the blockers to the process start to be mitigated as well. Because I think there's just such tremendous opportunity there when you merge expertise with data driven approach.
Oh yeah, that hybrid approach where, as you said, they understand enough and don't need to know about technology. That's back there. That's somebody else's bag. But I know what information this can give me. I trust it. It's valuable, and now I can use that as part of my decision making tools. So you have your gut. You're not never trying to recreate or override somebody's gut instinct. You're just more data points that goes in and you become part of that decision tool, and that's going to be a phenomenal story when when everybody is using output sports. So Martin, listen, I just wanted to say thanks a million for spending a bit of time with me today. Really, really insightful chat. You make a very, very difficult process sound very, very easy and effortless. So you must be have a fantastic team. And listen, as you grow, I'm sure Brightwater will be looking to support you in every step of the way as you take those steps to grow and crack that US market and the rest of Europe and the rest of the world. So listen, we wish you the very, very best of luck, and thank you again for your time today.
No, thank you very much, Gordon. It was really enjoyable chat, and as you correctly pointed out, it really is all about the great team that we have at Output that are making what we've done so far possible, and we're just super excited about what happens next. So thanks a million for the chance to speak to you today. It was really, really great.